Welcome
to New Entry Wrestling Podcast, baby. Welcome back to New Entry Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Sexy Ian, with my co-host, Ever. What it do, baby?
Hello, this is Ever, one half of New Entry Wrestling Podcast. Today we're doing a special episode on called the Biography series. Today we're going to talk about Randy Orton. Before I continue, I want to let you know that make sure to check us out on Teespring. Get your merchandise. Search up New Entry Wrestling Podcast. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok at New Entry Wrestling Pod. Also, check out our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, comment, favorite if you have anything like that. Yeah, let's actually start. Okay, so Randy Orton is actually one of the most legendary pro wrestlers that are still going to this day. He's a third generation superstar. Um, Grandfather Bob Orton, dad Bob Orton Jr., WWE Hall of Famer as well, and his uncle Barry Orton was also a wrestler. He wrestles today currently on the Raw brand of WWE. He is a 10-time WWE champion, 4-time World Heavyweight champion, 1-time Intercontinental champion, 1-time United States champion, 4-time tag team champion, 2013 Money in the Bank winner, 2009 and 2017 Royal Rumble winner. He's a 17th Triple Crown champion. He's won 2 Slammy Awards and has a few years left to accomplish more. So who knows how many? He could be a 15-time champion. He could be, you know, he has so much more to accomplish. Randy Keith Orton was born on April 1st, 1980 in Knoxville, Tennessee, the oldest of 3, and like I mentioned, a third generation pro wrestler. He was convinced at a young age by his parents to not become a pro wrestler like his dad and his grandfather and his uncle because the business, when you're in the business of pro wrestling, you have a child, you want to make sure like to let them know that it's a harsh life, especially traveling the country and the world. I don't know back then, but now they probably travel like 300 days a year for WWE. Back then other people probably travel 200 plus, 300 plus almost every day if they would. But yeah, but eventually he couldn't stay away. He's the oldest of 3. He has a younger brother and a younger sister. In high school, he actually joined the wrestling team as an amateur wrestler. Eventually, he would graduate from high school in 1998, where instead of going to college, he enlisted into the United States Marine Corps. But in 1999, he had a bad conduct discharge. After going to AWA, he actually left base, and he also had issues with his commanding officer with listening and listening to instructions. Um, he would go to court and get convicted of a court martial. He served 38 days in the brig at Camp Pendleton. That's in Texas, I assume. But so, yeah, he was in there for 38 days. Eventually, with his military career over and not many options, and not going to college, he would actually get in the family business of pro wrestling. In 2002, he would debut for MMWA SICW in St. Louis, Missouri. He would stay about a month or so there. He also worked. He also did a referee job there, a couple matches. Eventually, in 2001, he signed with the WWF, now WWE, going to OVW, which is at the time was their territory system in Louisville, Kentucky. He would have had many matches with the Prototype, now known as John Cena, Rico Constantine, known as Rico, Levitian, I can't say that right, as Batista, and many others. He would go ahead and win the OVW Hardcore Championship on 2 different occasions. Um, so before I continue, make sure to check out New Entry Wrestling Podcast on Teespring. Look for New Entry Wrestling, search for New Entry Wrestling Podcast. Get your shirts and more. Also check us out on Instagram and TikTok at New Entry Wrestling Pod. And also check out our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, follow, and more. Eventually, he would be caught up to he'd be caught up and have his first match against Hardcore Bob Holly on the April 25th episode, 2002 episode of SmackDown. Eventually being drafted to Raw. Unfortunately, he would suffer a shoulder injury, but start doing weekly segments. It's like a newscast called Randy Orton's news segment, where he was slowly becoming a heel, narcissistic, and overall just a bad guy. Eventually, when he got better, he was actually recruited to join Evolution with Batista, Ric Flair, and Triple H, solidifying his future as a star because that's what they wanted, like evolution of a wrestler. So I think Triple H and Vince McMahon saw Randy Orton as a bona fide like star, so they put him in that group, and he's already a heel, so it made it easier for them to make a decision on that. Eventually, he would put himself in the title picture, mostly to help Triple H, win a match, win a match. Usually Triple H would face Scott Steiner and Goldberg, but Randy Orton and Evolution would help Triple H stay as champion or continue being champion. Eventually, Orton would go ahead and call himself the Legend Killer. This is a gimmick where he would take out, and make fun of legends in the business, including Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, Mick Foley, and more. He would spit in the face of like Harley Race, Mick Foley. He would talk bad, down to like Dusty Rhodes. So he would just do all these things, and he RKO'd, Fabulous Moolah. He RKO'd like all these different wrestlers. Um, yeah, actually, about that, he would actually start using the RKO, which is acronym is name Randy Keith Orton, but now they say Randy's Knockout, but the RKO stands for Randy Keith Orton. Instead of using that dreaded overdrive he did early in his career and the crossbody, so definitely a better change. Now it's actually legendary. Like you ever see those old videos where Orton, you see somebody fall and Orton, does the RKO. That's what solidified the RKO as like one of the greatest moves in pro wrestling. Eventually, in 2004, he would actually have a very legendary match with Mick Foley, with the thumbtacks and barbed wire, solidifying Orton as a star and actually being able to capture the scene. Um, would eventually he would actually capture the World Heavyweight Championship at the age of 24, making him the youngest World Heavyweight Champion in history, beating out Chris Benoit for the title. But unfortunately, Evolution did not like that he actually won the title. So there's a famous segment where he got the thumbs up, thumbs down, and then they attacked him. But he ended up losing the title a month later, unfortunately. But he would, but Randy Orton was not straight from that. He would eventually keep being in the main event picture for many years to come, creating factions like Rated RKO with Edge, Legacy with Ted DiBiase Jr. and Cody Rhodes. He joined the Wyatt family. He was part of the Authority with Triple H, Kane, and Seth Rollins, and and other guys. And more recently, he's an RK Bro with Riddle. Being a solid tag team. I think a two-time tag team champion for Raw. He's actually third in world championship victories, only behind Ric Flair, John Cena, and Triple H, which is already like a class of their own. They're already legendary. So him being in that category in that group is definitely something worth noting. Recently, he actually broke the record for most pay-per-view matches in WWE history recently, actually beating out Kane. He's a legend killer turned legend. He actually coined that as well. Eventually, he's eventually now the legend. On April 25th, 2022, celebrated 20 years of Orton. So yeah, he's been wrestling WWE for 20 years, and it looks like he's gonna be doing that for a while. He's a guaranteed Hall of Famer, although he's had many controversies, with other pro wrestlers and newscasters and all that. But he's always been able to come out of the other end a better person, make himself, a better person. I definitely recommend checking out the Dirty B Evil episode on Randy Orton. It shows the psychology of how he became a heel and his story. So if you have Peacock, you should definitely check that out. If you're in the U.S., if you're not in the U.S., you could check them out on Dirty B Network, or you could just see if you could find it on other streaming services. Um, also check out his matches on Peacock as well. There's famous compilations of where he does the RKO out of nowhere. He does it, does it with a shooting star press. He reverses curb stomp. He does all these different crazy ones. And you guys check out those funny ones where like people fall down and he does an RKO and you see him like or a rocket or anything like that. But that's definitely something you should check out. I also check out there's a 2011 documentary on Randy Orton called The Evolution of a Predator. I recommend. That's probably in his early career, like obviously that was like 10, 11 years ago. So it's definitely more like early in his career. But I definitely recommend that. But yeah, Randy Orton. I mean, I love Randy Orton. I know Ian loves him too. I hope to see him wrestle for many more years. I think he said he has 10 years left in his career, so definitely good to see that. He did say unfortunately the RKO might slowly go away because of the effect it has on his body. Because when you do it, it literally all the weight's on your shoulders. So I hope he's able to keep that going for a while, or we don't want him to change his move. But yeah, this is the biography of Randy Orton. My name is Ever. My co-host Ian. You know, Thank you so much for checking us out. Like I said again, check us out on Teespring for New Entry Wrestling Podcast. Search for that. Look for cool shirts and more. Also check us out on Instagram and TikTok. New Red Entry Wrestling Pod, and also check us out on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment our videos. Thank you so much, guys. I'm Ever, and I'm out. Bye.
Yo, welcome back to New Entry Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Sexy Ian. And, well, Ever started the show without me because, he didn't want to wait for me. But it's all right. I'm going to continue with this whole Randy Orton tribute, baby. Yeah, let's go. And later on this episode, I am bringing back the sexy Jose for a quick trivia challenge on Randy Orton. So, anyways, yeah, let me go ahead and talk about Randy Orton, my favorite moments of Randy, man, because I love Randy. I remember watching Randy Orton on SmackDown when he faced Hardcore Holly or Bob Holly. I don't remember what he was going by at that time. And, when he beat him with a small inside cradle and got the 1, 2, 3. Was it the one, or was it a crossbody? It was a crossbody, I believe. And yeah, he got that big W. And from there, he was just a guy there. And eventually he went on Raw, or he got hurt. He got an injury first. It was one or the other. And then, later on, you got to see him here and there on Raw, and then he became part of Evolution. So, but I gotta say, man, but, Ever already gave you a little history before, on Randy Orton. So right now, I'm just going to give you my favorite moments of Randy Orton. My favorite moments of Randy Orton was, of course, when he became the World Heavyweight Champion, when he defeated Benoit at SummerSlam. Me and my best friend, good old JR, his name is Jose as well. A lot of Jose's. But anyways, I remember me and him, we were watching SummerSlam back in '04. And, we did not expect Randy Orton to go over. Chris Benoit was about to try to lock in the not the sharpshooter, the crossface. And Randy was kind of able to reverse it and turn around and hit him with the RKO. And he got the 1, 2, 3. And it was just like, it was mind blown. And we both looked at each other and we were shocked that he lost and Randy Orton won. And it was just like the fact of, I want to be happy for Randy, but at the same time, it's like he's a bad guy. But at the same time, it's like I'm happy that he accomplished, because it's like, even though I was a kid, I still remember where it's like, man, he started from facing Hardcore Holly on SmackDown and moved his way up to face Benoit at the main event at SummerSlam to become world champion, and not just the world champion, the youngest world heavyweight champion. Yeah, the youngest world heavyweight champion, because I think overall, I think Brock Lesnar, he won the title at 23, and Randy Orton won it at 24. So, my other favorite moments was when I got to see Randy Orton turn, reverse the choke slam on the Undertaker and turn it into a RKO. That was a really great moment and a great highlight. Watching that, and I kept instantly watching it on replay because I was just like, that was just crazy how he was able to turn it to counter it into a RKO. My other moment is when favorite moment is when he RKO Stacy Kibler. Uh, this is when he was a babyface, and then once he RKO'd her, that's when he turned healed. So that was a great shocking. I want to say great for her, but that was a shocking moment. It wasn't a, yeah, I would say it wasn't a great moment, but it was a shocking moment to see that happen. The other one, uh, the next one is gonna be when he DDT on Stephanie McMahon and kissed her while Triple H was handcuffed. Ooh, sounds kinky. But yeah, that was a shocking moment. But I will say one of my favorite moment is when I got to see it live is when Randy Orton punted Vince McMahon when he kicked him right in the head. That was a great crazy moment. We got to see that live. It was me, my brother, my uncle, and my brother was there too. So that was a really crazy moment. And we weren't front row, but we were on the first, like in the first level. So we were behind the announcing team too. So we were pretty close. We got to so that was a great moment too. Um, Another moment. I guess. Or, I don't know. I guess that's all of my favorite moments I have of Randy. I mean, he has a lot, but he. I do have a lot of great memories and moments with Randy, but the ones I just named are the ones that I could still talk about till this day. So that's why I mentioned those. So, but I do have a lot of great favorite matches of Randy Orton. So I don't know how much I have, but here are my list. How many do I have? Let's see. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I got 10. All right, cool. So I don't know if this is in order. Is it? Hold on. Yes, it is in order. All right, number 10. It's Randy Orton versus The Game, Triple H at WrestleMania 25. Look, this match, yes, at the moment, the match was okay. It was boring. We were all burned out from the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels match, and then plus the John Cena and Edge versus the Big Show. That triple threat match was pretty decent. It was really good, but once we got to that main event, we all got burned out. So, but once you go back and watch it, especially if you just go back and watch the build up, the storyline, the video package of that rivalry, and the match is not that bad. It is not that bad. It was like, but at that night, it was pretty bad because once again we were burned out. But yeah, like Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, that was a 5 out of 5. And then the triple threat match, that was like a solid 4 out of 5. And then the Triple H versus Randy Orton, it was like a 3 out of 5. But if you just go back and watch that match and also the video package of the build-up of that feud, it's like a 4 out of 10. So it's not that bad. It is really great. So, but yeah. Number 9, the match that not a lot of people remember, Randy Orton versus Ric Flair. Woo! Yeah, at Taboo Tuesday. So this was at 04 or yeah, 2004. So first time ever inside a steel cage match. So Randy Orton got the W on that one, hitting Ric Flair with the RKO. Number 8, Randy Orton versus The Undertaker, SummerSlam 2005. That one's a good one as well. What is this? 8, 7. Randy Orton versus CM Punk, SummerSlam 2007. This one had a great build up. It was a great feud. The only thing was, I think it should have been. Obviously, at the time, I felt like it should have been for the title, but whatever. They still had a great storyline leading up to WrestleMania, and they had a great match as well. I think besides the Triple H and the Undertaker, I think this one was like the second best match of the night. So yeah. 7-6. Randy Orton versus Batista Extreme Rules 2009 inside a steel cage match. This match was pretty short, but I really did enjoy this match, especially because Batista walked away with WWE champion. So, and that was 6-5. Randy Orton versus John Cena bragging rights 2009. This was a Iron Man match. A 60-minute anything goes match. John Cena got the W on this one, but this match was great, and a lot of people don't talk about it as much as they should. Jeez. Can you guys hear my dog breathing heavily? Jeez. You good? Nah, he good. But anyways, what number? I got distracted. Ooh, I can smell my dog's breath from here. Damn, it stank, man. What your mama be feeding you? Anyways, I lost my train of thought. What was I? That was 6, 7, 5, 4. Number 4, Randy Orton versus Edge. Backlash. 2004. Another match that a lot of people forget about. This match was great. It was no, it wasn't Backlash. Oh, I got confused. Yeah, sorry. Backlash. The greatest wrestling match. Yeah, okay. I was thinking about Vengeance, but that one was great too. 2000 and what year was this? 2020, wasn't it? Yeah, 2020 or 21, 20, right? I'm gonna go with 20. Yeah, Randy Orton versus Edge, the greatest wrestling match of all time. I don't know about that, but it was really great, and especially it was the match of the night. But a lot of people don't talk about it, and it's the Undertaker's favorite match as well. This told a great story in the ring. So this is the match that should have took place at WrestleMania 20. I don't know why we got that last man standing, but anyway, whatever. Number 3, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, Hell in the Cell 2020. A great match, told a great story in the ring. This feud was great as well. 2020, even though Drew McIntyre, he was the WWE champion, but 2020 was the year of Randy Orton. And Randy Orton became a 2 times WWE championship at a Hell in a Cell match and in a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view event. So I believe this was the last Hell in a Cell match that took place in October. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So number 2, Randy Orton versus Christian at least you're on your own. I know I sound sexy. Yeah. SummerSlam 2011. No holds barred for the World Heavyweight title. Man, this feud was amazing, man. Amazing. It was money. The only problem was this match should have closed the freaking show, but whatever, it stole the show. That's what matters. Yeah, it was a great back and forth feud, and what a way to end it. It's crazy to me that Randy Orton was supposed to face Mark Henry instead, but I'm glad Vince McMahon let them finish their rivalry at the at SummerSlam at the Noel's bar, especially seeing that RKO when Christian hit the springboard. He was gonna turn it into a sunset flip, but Randy turned it into RKO, so onto his steel steps. So for a fact that both hurt them like hell. So yeah, all right. And my number 1, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this. A lot of hate, but it's all right. My number 1 is Randy Orton versus The Fiend at TLC in a Firefly Inferno match. Bro, say whatever you want, but this match was great. It was money. It was like a horror film. It was like Freddy versus Jason. This match was great. Yes, it wasn't a technical wrestling match, but this was great. It was money. This is the match we should have had at SummerSlam. At WrestleMania. But obviously, I don't want to get into that part, but I feel like this feud should have just ended at TLC. So if you just, it was great, and Randy Orton hitting the RKO on the Fiend while he was on fire, and then also it was great, and then eventually putting more gasoline on him, and then lighting up a match, and then throwing it on him and burning him. It was a great way to end. And if you looked at it that way, if you just like they should have just ended the feud right there. But they had to bring him back for some reason and have a rematch at Summerslam at WrestleMania. I mean, and then the match at WrestleMania wasn't bad. It was just too short. That's all it was. So, but yeah, that's my number one. Randy Orton versus the Fiend TLC. So that was money. And yeah. But anyways, before we continue, please go check out our merch, and also if you're listening to us, or our merch is on teespreeze.com, and then if you're listening to us on YouTube, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, please. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and continue with this episode with my guest host, a guest person who's going to be doing a Randy Orton trivia, and his name is Jose. So let's go ahead and get to this trivia. You ready, Jose? Let's go! Yo, what is good, Jose? Welcome back, bro. I said boy. I was going to say bro, but then I said boy. It got mixed together. But anyways, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
Thanks for doing this again. Thanks for
Absolutely no problem.
I'm glad to have you back on this show, but this time, like I asked you last time, this is gonna be the Randy Orton Trivia Challenge. You ready?
Awesome. Glad to be back for it. Let's go.
All right, sounds good. Question number 1. Hold on, let me get my notepad so I can write down your score. Sorry, very unprofessional. My cousin's the professional one. All right. Question number 1. At which WrestleMania did The Undertaker defeat Randy Orton? Isn't this a Randy Orton trivia? What's going on here, Ever? A, WrestleMania 21. B, WrestleMania 22. C, WrestleMania 23. Or D, WrestleMania 24. Which WrestleMania did The Undertaker defeat Randy Orton?
I'm going to go with WrestleMania 23.
WrestleMania 23? Is that your final answer, Jose?
I'm going with that. Wait, no, hold on. I take that back.
Think about
22.
it. 22? Final
22.
answer?
Final answer.
Sorry, Jose. The answer is WrestleMania 21, man. Come on. WrestleMania 22. Yeah, WrestleMania 22 was Mark Henry.
Mark Henry. Now I was thinking, I said 23 first, but then I remember, no, that was Batista and Undertaker on that one. And that's the one where they tore down because they felt like they got pushed down on the card. So they went and showed out instead.
Yeah, match of the year too. Match of the night as well.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that would have been cool though. It would have, well, the ridge, was that hit the original plan? Oh no, 22. The Undertaker Mark Henry wasn't supposed to happen.
No, that one was a different lineup.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be Kurt Angle. The Undertaker was supposed to face either Batista or Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
And then Batista was either going to face The Undertaker or Randy Orton at WrestleMania 22. So, but that would have been cool. All right, question number 2. Randy Orton won the Intercontinental Championship at Armageddon 2003. Who did he defeat to win his first title in WWE? Is it A, Mick Foley, B, RVD, C, Kurt Angle, or D, Ric Flair? Who did Randy Orton defeat at Armageddon to win his first Intercontinental Championship?
RVD.
Final answer?
Yes, sir.
And you are correct on that one, sir.
All right. Yes. 1 for 1.
There you go. Mick Foley was a special guest referee. That was a trick question.
Yeah. No, he was in there because that's what led up to their feud and
The
went
feud,
into
yes.
a
His
feud that pretty much made Randy right there.
that helped him out. And was that the start of the whole Legend Killer gimmick, or was that somebody
It,
else?
it was after the feud with Mick,
It was after
or
the
as
feud,
the
right?
yeah, that's when he started with it.
Okay. All right. Question number 3. What year did Randy Orton win the Money in the Bank ladder match? This is all in order. A, 2010, B, 2011, C, 2012, or D, 2013. What year did Randy Orton win the Money in the Bank ladder match?
I'm gonna go with 2010.
2010.
No, wait, no, sorry. Let me take that one back.
It's 10,
2012.
11, 12, or 13.
12.
Fortunately, the answer is 2013.
Ah,
Who won
it's
2012? I can't. Oh, it wasn't that.
was
I
Dolph.
think it was Dolph Ziggler. Yeah,
I
Dolph
think it was Dolph.
Ziggler and somebody else.
Yeah, because 2011 was I think it was
Was
Punk.
it was no 2011 was Daniel Bryan and Alberto.
Alberto, that's right, it was Alberto.
Who won 12? The only person I can remember is Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph won one of them. They had
Oh,
the two.
wasn't no. Yeah, who
I'm
did
trying.
win it? Was
Let
there
me.
only one Money in the Bank ladder match?
No, I think by that year they had both.
Dolph Ziggler. Who was the other person?
Let's see, 2012.
That's a good question. And he's going through his phone. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Better not cheat on the answers.
No, not Shannon. Alberto, it was one of them. And
2012. The only person I could think of is Dolph Ziggler.
um,
Sheamus? No. Sheamus was 15.
yeah, Sheamus was 2015.
Who was 12?
Sheamus won the. No, actually, Sheamus was against Del Rio.
Oh, wasn't that for the. Oh, John Cena. Didn't he win it?
He won 20.
Yeah, I think it was John Cena.
Ladder match for the championship contract. Big Show match.
Yeah, it was John Cena. John
Oh, it
Cena
was
won.
Cena. Yeah,
Yeah, there
yeah,
you
it was
go.
Cena.
Cena.
Oh wow.
Cena. I forgot. It's because he cashed it in on Raw and then he lost in a DQ.
He was the first one to lose, cashing in.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Took a while. All right. Question number 4. Randy Orton has won the Royal Rumble twice in his career. What year was his first Rumble victory? A, 2009, B, 2010, C, 2011, or D, 2020? Ooh.
His first Rumble win, right? Out of the two.
Yes. Out of the two, what year was his first victory? 09, 10, 11, or 2020?
It's not 2020. 9, 10, 11.
You gotta really think about this one.
We're gonna go with 2010.
2010? Is that your final answer?
Yep.
Unfortunately, Jose, it is 2009.
9. Jeez.
2010 was Edge. Come on,
Edge.
man.
Damn.
I mean, he was part of a radio RKO, but that's all right. So you got 1 out of 3. So, or out of 4. You got 1 right. 3, 1, and 3. I don't know how you keep score. Randy Orton made his WWE debut April 25th, 2002 on SmackDown. Who did he defeat? A, John Cena, B, Hardcore Holly, C, Spike Dudley, or D, Tess, RAB to Tess?
I'm gonna go with Hardcore Holly.
And you are correct, sir. Woo! Yep. You got 2 right. Yes. All right. Number 6. right? Yes. Number 6, Randy Orton won the World Tag Team titles with Edge in 2006. Team rated RKO. Who did they defeat to win the titles? A. John Cena and Shawn Michaels. B. Ric Flair and Roddy Piper. C. Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes. Or D. Crying Time.
Cena and Michaels.
Cena and Michaels. So A.
Yes.
So unfortunately, that is wrong. The right answer
Damn.
is Ric Flair and Roddy Piper. Do.
Okay, that was post.
I don't even.
Because I was thinking
remember.
about the program. I'm trying to remember that was the year that Michaels and Cena had that program.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that was the same year.
I think this was supposed. I think this is their first title win then,
Yeah.
because I think they did beat them to retain their titles, but to become first time they defeated.
It was.
Yeah. So, all right. Question number 7: Who did Randy Orton last eliminated to win the 2017 Royal Rumble match? Was it A. John Cena, B. Roman Reigns, C. Bray Wyatt, or D. The Undertaker, the Phenom?
In 2017.
Yes, sir.
Would have been Roman.
Final answer?
Yep.
All right, you are correct, sir. You got 3 right.
All right.
Yeah, let's go, baby. All right. Number 8. Who did Randy Orton lose? There's a lot of Randy Orton lose. Who did Randy Orton lose at Wrestle? Sorry.
Again, man.
I swallow my own saliva.
Oh man.
Blue burst. All right. Who did Randy Orton lose at WrestleMania 28? Is it A, Kane, B, The Undertaker, C, The Miz, or D, The Shield? Oh, Jesus.
What was it again?
Who did Randy Orton lose at WrestleMania 28? A, Kane, B, The Undertaker, C, The Miz, or D, The Shield? WrestleMania 28.
That was 10 years ago. Oh man.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the one where The Rock and Cena main evented the first time ever. Once in a lifetime.
And Miz cashed. No,
Miz
was that the one where Miz cashed in at the end?
I think that was the year before.
Oh, okay. Trying to think which one was the one where he cashed in on them. What were my options again?
A, Kane, B, The Undertaker, C, The Miz, or D, The Shield?
I'm gonna go with Kane.
Kane. And you are correct, sir. Kane,
Yeah.
the big red machine.
Did you see the picture of him today all jacked out?
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude looks freaking insane.
That guy's he's in great shape, better than me. Everybody is in better shape than me. I'm getting there.
Hey, you put in work. You put in the work, bro.
Not really. More on the diet part.
Hey, that's still the work. That's the bigger part of the work, right?
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
All right. Question number 9. Who did Randy Orton face at WrestleMania 31? Is it A, Bray Wyatt, B, Kane, C, Sting, or D, Seth freaking Rollins? At the time, he was just Seth Rollins. WrestleMania 31.
Bray.
31? You sure you want to think about that?
Hold on.
Come on. 31. The main event was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. I'm going to help you out on that one. Think about it. It's the famous RKO that happened.
Oh, then that was Seth. I thought that was 32. No, then that's Seth. Yeah.
31. Seth, is your final answer?
Yep.
And there you go, man. You finally caught up. You are ahead. Ahead. Anyways, you are 5 and you got 4 wrong. So, yeah, boy. Let's keep this rolling.
All right.
So number 10. Question number 10. Randy Orton was originally scheduled. Oh, sorry. This is a true and false question.
Okay,
1, 2, 3. So the next 3 questions are true and false.
cool.
Randy Orton was originally scheduled to face Batista at WrestleMania 30 for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. True or false?
What was broke up a little bit? Can you say it one more time?
Oh, I broke up. My bad. Randy
No, my
Orton.
probably my headphones.
Randy Orton was originally scheduled to face Batista at WrestleMania 30 for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. True or false?
True.
True. You are correct, sir. You got 6 right now. Let's go. There you go. Question 11. Man, these are getting. All right. Question 11 was Oh yeah. Randy Orton was originally going to be the 1 and 12-1 for the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. True or false? Jose.
I'm trying to think on this one because I know there's been other ones that have said stories that at one point Taker had approached them about ending the streak. But I'm trying to remember if the plan was for Ashley to go through with Randy. I'm gonna go with true.
True is your final answer?
Yes.
And you are correct, sir. 7 right. All right. Yeah, they said Randy was the one who rejected it apparently because he said he was not ready for that.
Yeah.
So
because I think at one point with one that would have been with Kurt, he had approached him about possibly doing it. I heard that story before, and I'm trying to remember who else they mentioned it that they could potentially be the one to end the streak.
Batista was the other person.
Batista was the other one.
Batista was the other one. So it was Randy Orton, Kurt Angle, Batista, and then who was the other person? And then Roman Reigns, but that was but that was after the streak was broken.
Yeah.
But heading towards WrestleMania, it was Randy Orton, then it was Kurt Angle, then Batista, and then after that it was just like the story. It was more about the story if it made sense for the Undertaker to go over.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been crazy though. I really thought the perfect time for Randy Orton to break the streak would have been at WrestleMania 25 or WrestleMania 30. I felt like that would have been a perfect time for Randy Orton to break the streak because there was rumors that Randy Orton was going to face the Undertaker to break the streak at WrestleMania 25. So, but it never happened. He ended up having a feud with Triple H.
Yeah.
So,
and I think at 30, it probably would have been better because at that point, there was much more steam behind who would break the streak. And then, of course, you had WrestleMania 25, Taker and Shawn, and then in 26. So in the hindsight, that all played out better because those 2 matches are top 10 easy greatest WrestleMania matches.
It's still one of the greatest WrestleMania matches or just wrestling matches in general.
Yeah.
So
it could easily be in anyone's top 10 for both lists.
Right. It's still on my top list. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. So question number 12. As in 2022, Randy Orton is a 14-time world champion. True or false?
True.
You are correct, sir. You have 8 right, 4 wrong. You're on the roll now.
Nice.
So we got 1, 2, 3 more questions for you.
All right.
So which match did Randy Orton get? That's messed up. Which match did Randy Orton get the worst worked match of the year? Why is that a question? Worst worked match of the year. A, against the Big Show, Survivor Series 2013. B,
oh my God, that was bad.
B, Jinder Mahal Backlash. That one was okay. It was good. It was good. It was good. C.
Oh man.
C. Bray Wyatt WrestleMania 33, or D. Bray Wyatt Backlash, the House of Horror.
Oh man, that's a tie in those two. Those last two are a tie.
Yeah. Which
I'm gonna
one
go
was
with the House of
voted?
Horror.
So you're going with D.
The House of Horror.
All right. Fortunately, the correct answer was WrestleMania 33 with Bray Wyatt.
It was between those two.
Yeah, it was
Those were
between
so
those two.
bad.
Oh
Those were so bad.
my god, I can't believe that was a question.
I remember
Oh,
seeing that freaking giant box come up with Alexa Bliss all in freaking blackface. Oh wow, that
no,
was.
that was WrestleMania 37. The one
Oh,
that
that was
was
37. 33 was with the
with
snake that
the
looked like
yeah,
like
the it was for the
sperm.
WWE title, yeah. It
Yeah, that one was bad too.
had the best storyline heading towards WrestleMania, but worst
And
match.
worst match up there.
Oh my gosh. All right. Question 14. Which feud was feud of the year? A. John Cena 2009. So I'm assuming Randy Orton versus John Cena.
Yeah.
Uh B. Triple H 2009. C. CM Punk 2011 or D. Rey Mysterio 2006. Which one was feud of the
Ooh.
year?
I'm gonna go with Cena. 09.
Fortunately, it was Triple H. So B, Triple H 2009. So that was the
That one
one.
was a good one.
That was the
Yeah,
good
that one was a good
storyline.
one too. Yeah, that was a good storyline too. And I really like the one with Ray too, just because of the whole line where he talks about Eddie, and
Oh
that,
yeah.
to this day I still feel. And anytime I hear that promo, I'm like,
I
dude, you
think
fucking win.
they botched that one because I think Randy. See, I enjoy that triple threat match, but they ruined it because Randy and Rey Mysterio should have been it should have just been a singles match at WrestleMania,
Yeah,
title or no title, because they had that great feud and adding Kurt Angle into the mix. It was just like, I mean, at the
yeah,
time it was great because it's like we had a chance to see Rey Mysterio to win the world title, but it was just like, but you had this great feud and you
yeah.
ruined it. So
And then just kind of shoehorn Angle into it.
yeah, and it's like it was more about the title, but Eddie was,
Yeah,
I mean, Rey Mysterio was still trying to like represent Eddie Guerrero and all that,
yeah,
and his job was more not to only just become world champion, was to make sure Randy Orton did it.
yeah.
So, but you know, other than that, it was a decent, good match. You know,
Mhm.
could have been better, should have, if they would have had more time. They had like what, a 15-minute thing. The
Yeah,
match
it
was
was a
pretty
really
short.
short. It
Yeah.
was really short from what I remember.
So, all right, last question. Randy Orton was ranked number one of the top 500 single wrestlers in the PWI in what year? A 2004, B 2006, C 2008, or D 2009. He was ranked number one.
I would say '08.
Oh
Because
eight.
08, '09 were really great years for him, in my eyes. Like he was really putting in a lot of good work and turning out a lot of good stories and matches.
All
So
right.
either those 2 years would really be one that I would go with. I'm gonna go with '08.
Oh eight. And it's a good thing you picked that one because you are correct, sir.
All right.
Yeah, buddy. What a way to go. Good. You got, let's see, you got 9 right and you got 6 wrong. Not
Hey,
bad. Not bad. Hey, you still won, though. You still won.
yeah,
You won the trivia challenge. Let's go,
yeah.
baby.
Let's go.
Yeah. Woo.
Thank you.
I'll send you some photos of my cousin later. Anyways, that's your
Hey.
prize. Hey. So, all right. Well, before we go, I gotta ask you: do you have any top favorite moments or favorite matches of Randy Orton, the Legend
Yeah.
Killer, the Viper?
Let me pull them up right now. I did have them saved up for it.
Hey.
All right. So definitely one, because they were pretty much back-to-back 6-man tags, but Evolution and the Shield at
Ooh.
Extreme Rules 2014, because they were coming right off the Wyatt family and the Shield, which was a great match, great 6-man tag that had a lot of heat, a lot of energy to it. And then same thing, just followed up with Evolution, even though we had Batista in
Batista.
that match. and he got really his feelings hurt over that. But still, it was a good match. He had great spots on there. Seth just freaking doing crazy dives on them, and it was right before even then the breakup of the Shield when Seth turned on them and joined Triple H.
Right.
There's of course the triple threat match of WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan and Batista, even though that was originally supposed to be Batista and Randy Orton by themselves, but Daniel Bryan had the movement behind him with the Yes movement. He, pretty much forced him to put him in there, and it turned out to be a great WrestleMania and a great match in there too. Let's see, what's another one? Christian SummerSlam 2011, and even that whole program. Even though it was
yes,
for the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's my favorite one too. That is my favorite one. I still watch it to this day.
Yep. That whole series of matches that they had, really fun to watch, and even fun to go back and watch them again. They still hold up really good. And granted, it's 2011, so we're looking at 11 years later, 11 years this SummerSlam. It still is a great match to watch.
Yeah. The whole series of matches was great, but obviously the one in SummerSlam, that one was crazy, and it was no holds bars. So,
which one else we got? Oh, and then last one I'll mention will be with Cactus Jack.
Oh, Backlash.
Backlash 2004. That one again, because that's the feud that really made Randy, got the Legend Killer off and running, and really solidified him as a durable performer.
It did. And it's crazy because after that match, it was like Randy, he was able to do hardcore matches. I'm pretty sure, even though it was Cactus Jack was like, calling everything. But Randy Orton made it seem like that wasn't his first time in a hardcore match.
Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe it's his mindset. He was like, you know what? This is gonna be a one-time off for me, so I might as well give it all my all, But hey, that match was really good though. I got to see it on pay-per-view, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
But hey, man, that was a great list. Do you have any more matches or any other like moments?
I mean, right now I'm enjoying the RK Bro stuff. Current, I mean, that's a lot of peak fun. Orton, I mean, I don't think we've ever seen him be this animated,
right,
in a face role. Like other times that he's been a face, he's just kind of been like a traditional big face. And this one, he's just kind of really seeing the fun that he's having with it. Like that spot a week or two ago when Riddle did that RKO off of the push press.
Yeah.
And then like Randy, like not even the 3 count was ref hadn't even hit the 3 count yet, and Randy was already in the ring wilding out. Never really see him do stuff like that or be that animated. That's a lot of fun to watch, because even at this stage of his career, he's still enjoying this.
And he's 20 years in the business, and not just in the business, but in WWE. And not a lot of former wrestlers could say that. So the Undertaker's been there for 20 or 30 years, but the thing is the past 10 years he was only there for 1 or 2 shows.
Yeah.
Randy Orton has been there full time for 20 years.
Consistently and really injury free for the most part. I mean, I know at the beginning of his career he had a lot of the collarbone issues, breaking his collarbone a couple of times, and maybe some shoulder, but other than that, he really hasn't had any serious injuries on there. Oh, I did forget one actually I was going to mention. The Brock Lesnar match, I want to say was it
2016
where he opened him up the hard way with the elbows.
That was SummerSlam 2016.
Yeah. SummerSlam 2016. That one was another fun match to watch. And then, of course, knowing after the fact, the backstage Jericho was trying to get at Brock because he thought that they went off script, but it was really something that Brock and Randy had worked out on their own.
That was great. I feel the only problem I had with that match, they never really had a rematch, because they were going to have a rematch at WrestleMania 33, I believe it was, or 34. It was going to be Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar for the rematch, but it never took place. Yeah, I don't think Randy wants to face him anymore.
I mean, right now
at this age.
Well, even then, at this point, I mean, one of them would really have to go heel for that to happen, because they're both so over right now as baby faces. Like Farmer Brock.
That would be great, though.
Farmer Brock has been a blast to fucking watch.
It'd be great, though. both Randy, we both Randy and Brock being faces and wrestling, it would be great.
Yeah, that
It
would
would
be a
be
lot of
great.
fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be fun to watch. So everybody's gonna have a good time and all that. And nobody's gonna care who's gonna win.
Yeah,
Instead of
that is
because
true.
if you had a heel Brock, everybody's gonna be like, well, we all know Brock is gonna win.
True.
So, but both of them being face, it's gonna be like, oh, damn, it's gonna be a great match. And who's gonna win?
That's true. That's a good point right
So,
there.
but I did enjoy your list. So, anything else you want to add before we head out?
No. I mean, thank you for having me on here again. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
Much blessings to you guys, and look forward whenever I'm able to come back for another episode.
Yeah, you already been on the show back to back. So, but yeah, we'll definitely have you again in the future episode because you told me you're a big fan of a big fan of Bret Hart, right?
Oh, absolutely, one of
So,
my top favorites right there.
all right, well, once we do a trivia challenge for him, yeah, you better get them all right then.
Oh yeah, no, I'll
So,
definitely make sure for that one.
all right, cool. Well, that'll be definitely be a future episode. We'll definitely have you on. So who knows? Maybe you'll be part of the co-host or something like that instead of just doing the trivia challenge. So
That
that'll
would be
be
awesome.
so. Well, until then, Jose, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jose. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you,
And
brother.
so I guess this is it for this episode. Until next time, we are out. Doo doo doo. Yay!